Hi everyone and welcome to Saving Christmas the series. This series we're covering how I made the Saving Christmas game so you can follow along as well. Don't forget you can download all the assets in the link down below. In this episode we're going to wrap up the boss battle, adding final touches and setting up the whole stage ready to be playable. So the first thing we're going to do is set up his health. So I'm going to go into my actors and find Frosty and open him up. Now it needs a variable here and it's going to be called health. And this will be a float that goes between 0 and 1. Compile that and set its default value to 1. So when we find we are dealing damage, which is over here, when we receive damage on Frosty, we're going to tell health to change itself by a low number. I'm going to get health and take away 0.05. Okay, so a little chip away on the health. Let's compile that. So that's the health setup. We're now going to work on his health bar to be shown in the game. So I'm going to go into my UI folder and make a new UI widget blueprint. I'm going to call this boss health. Let's give it the suffix UI and open it up. Okay, so I'm going to leave the canvas panel on here, and what I'm using is just a progress bar along with a text inside of a vertical box. So I'm going to go vertical box in my canvas panel. Then inside that vertical box we're going to have some text and then a progress bar. Click on your vertical box and go over to where it says size to content. Then we're going to go onto our progress bar and not progress bar, vertical box, and move it to the center roughly. Sorry, you don't want the vertical box to be size to content. We want that to be set here. Okay, so I'm going to set this size here to, let's do 500 with a height of 80. And how's that looking? A bit too thin. I want it to be quite a large, wide one. So set it to 1000. There we are. Right, I'm going to have it in top center. So I'm going to change the anchor to that position. And I'm going to set the alignment of this whole box to 0.5 in the X. And also 0.5 in the Y as well. Reset the position. So now it's dead center at the top. I'm just going to change the Y position so it's a bit lower down, like so. Let's put it actually at the bottom. There. Okay, so the text block here is going to say the name of the boss, and we can call him. I'm debating whether to go for Frosty or Jack Frost. I think I'm going to go for Jack Frost. Okay, and I'll change the font to be our winter Snowy font, like so. And I'm then going to go click on my progress bar, take it to fill the remaining space. Now with that new font installed there, I think I'm not happy with how it's laid out. First of all, let's try and overlap the Jack Frost a little bit to what we've got here. So I'm going to go to my transform here and change the translation in the Y down a little bit, like so. Then in my vertical box, I'm going to change the size and the height. Do something a bit more what I want to see. Let's tweak that font to be a bit bigger. Like so. And again, change that translation. Just offset it a bit. Make it look a bit interesting. Okay. So there is our boss's health bar. Now the progress bar we're going to change the color of this to be a reddy color, like so. And you can see its appearance of changing the percent value here to something you want to see. Okay, so that's not looking too bad. Jack Frost and then his health bar. Cool. So what we need to do in here is go to the graph, and we're going to create a function in here that updates that progress bar. So go in here, update health bar. And on this update health bar, we're going to get the boss and change and update the health bar here with a new value. So for this, actually it'd be easier if I just drag help progress bar out here, get progress bar, and then set percent. And the percent we're going to set is going to be an input on our function here. So go new input and health. And that would be a float. Compile, and we're done there. And we're done here. We're going to close that and go into our Frosty code. Okay, so now to set it all up. Now to start the game, start a level rather, we want the begin play. So let's go to begin play, and begin play is going to at start get the health bar. Oh no, wait, we'll wait. We'll give it a few seconds before it spawns. So we'll do a delay by, I don't know, 4 seconds. And when that 4 seconds are completed, we're going to call this spawn animation here. So I'm going to go spawn there. And on the spawn, we're going to put a delay in for about 1.5 seconds. Then after that, we're going to hit enter phase 1. When it does that, on spawn, we're going to also create the widget. So create widget and select the boss health UI. And we're going to promote that to a variable and go to boss UI. And then we're going to add that to a viewport. Okay. Compile that, and we're done there. So let's see how that looks in game. Okay, so there's his health bar appearing. Just need to sort out his spawn in there. So at the start here, I actually want to start him underneath. So let's open it up. On begin play, we'll say to play this animation. So I'm going to copy this and put it on the begin play. But I'm going to set its play rate, set play rate to 0. Then on the spawn here, we'll set play rate to 1. Set play rate to 1 and plug that in. So it should start now underneath the ground. Or not. God damn you. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so begin play, delay after 4 seconds. Oh wait, I don't want it to delay after 4 seconds, I want to do this bit. Do this bit. Yeah. There we go. So there you go, he's underneath, and then he should pop up. Okay, so there's his health bar. So now I want to do it so that the health bar of Jack is affected when I hit him. Okay, so go to the characters actor. And when I find damage here, we update the health. We're going to grab our boss UI and tell it to update health bar with this new value. Compile and play. So up he comes. I'm going to tell him to wait a little bit there. I'm not going to make him go straight down. Let's increase that delay on that spawn. So rather than 1.5 seconds, we'll do 3 before he enters phase 1. Okay, so here he comes, and I can hit him. Oh, okay. Interested in the health bar. It's incorrect. So what have I done there? Health, it starts at 1, which is correct. When we damage a player, we get health 1 minus 0.05, set back to health. Yeah, no, that should be fine. Let's print string this and make sure that this is what it should be. Why is that doing that? Update boss UI. Oh, I forgot to set the health here. There you go. That'll be why. And before we do that, we also want to convert this boss UI to a validated get. I'll delete this print string now. Cool. And now he'll spawn. Along with his health bar. Interesting, so I'm able to still damage him, I think. Even when he's underneath. I wonder if that's because his hitbox is sticking out a little bit. Possibly. Yeah, see, I can just spam it. So let's fix that little bug. So it's because his animation doesn't go as far down as I'd like it to go. So what I could do is just drag this down lower. Like so. And see if that fixes it. Wait for him to respawn. Yeah, so now I can't hit him. I think. Little spinning thing is because I'm hitting him somewhat. So let's find that. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, see, I don't want that to happen. That's because he is sticking out the ground a tiny bit. So I can lower him a little bit more. Too much, I think he'll start looking too small. There you go. So Snowball's not going over him now. Okay. Cool. Okay, so that's all set up. Next, we're going to do the event of when he hits 50% health. He is going to start phase 4 with the goblins. So on any damage, at the end of this, we're going to get health and check if it is less than or equal to, and we'll go 0.5. This will go into a branch. Before the branch, we're going to do a do once, because I only want him to do this event once. Okay, so when he hits that at true, I'm going to go enter phase 4 and compile. Okay, so hit play. Let's test this out. Bear with me whilst I just play this. I'll probably speed this bit up. Okay, so I've gone below 50% there, but that phase 4 hasn't triggered. Ah, I know the problem. So I put the do once in the wrong location. The do once needs to be after this branch. It goes in there. The do once will go in here. That will work now. Hit compile, and let's test that out. Again, I'm going to fast forward this bit, as it could take a few moments to get there. There's the goblin spawning in at less than 50%. Okay, so all I need to do is tell it to, when it enters phase 4, to clear all those timers. So enter phase 4. Before we do all that, get rid of that old delay. We're going to drag out all these timers and we'll clear and invalidate all of them. Okay, so now that should allow Frosty to enter any of the stages and always go back to phase 2. So on the spawn goblin, I'm just going to turn off that debug on the AI. There we go, that's that. Okay, so now we've got the boss taking damage, we're going to make him now spawn presents as he is losing that damage. So at every third of his health, he's going to spawn a present into the field, and if we collect all 3 of them, the game's over and we are successful. So what we're going to do here is bring these presents that we placed prior to this up to the top and spawn them in, much like we did in the other levels there. So if we go open up the other levels, let's say level 2 here. Actually, not level 2, let's go to level 1. Okay, so on level 1, go to the blueprint here. And you can see here, this is where we do the combat for the goblins. And we do a check for the arena, and if we find the present, if we're okay and the arena status is fine, and it's all cleared, we're getting the we're getting the present and telling it to spawn into the wild, okay? And the spawn is telling it to go to a relative low rotation and scale based on this origin here. Okay, so set an actor's location to the last goblin that was killed. So we're going to go into our boss level, and on our level blueprint, we want to do an event here. So custom event, and we go check boss health. And this boss health here will have a float for boss health. Right. And what we're doing here is we're going to do a sequence of tasks which check the boss's health. Okay, so here we're going to not switch, do a sequence. From this pin, sorry. Sequence. And on then 0, we're going to check for the boss's health and see what it is. Okay, so drag boss health out, and we're going to check if it is less than or equal to, and check if it's less than or equal to 0.7. In which case we're going to do a do once, and that do once is going to take the first present. So if I go down here, click on the first present, and create a reference. I'm going to tell this one to set location, and it's going to find a random location in that navigable radius. So get random point in navigable radius. The origin is going to be 0, 0, 0, which is where the boss is. So you can do it either. So here I'm going to go make vector 0, 0, 0. Radius of 0, change that to 1000. And then we're going to tell it to spawn. So drag present, do spawn, which does its spawn animation. So that's that one. Click compile. And let's just test that one out first of all. Now to do this, we need to get the boss and set a event dispatcher on it. So let's find the boss and do an event dispatcher and call it boss damaged. And we're going to have one input for this, and that's going to be health, which is a float. Compile that, and what we'll do here is when we are damaged, so after we do all this, for that though, we're going to call that boss damage out and do call, plugging in that health value into the pin there. So now it will shout out this boss damaged event dispatcher. This boss level, we want it to hear it. So let's get the boss character and create a reference to it. And from there, we're going to bind event on boss. Bind event boss. There you go. Bind event to boss damaged. And that will go down to check boss damage health. And all this will go onto begin play, which I don't think we have yet, so that's fine. Begin play. So at the start of the game, it will bind the boss to this event. So when he's damaged, it will call this code here. So let's test that out for the first present. I wait for him to appear. And there's the first present, which I can collect. Cool. So now we're going to do it for the other health values. So for the boss, for the level blueprint, sorry, it's just copy and pasting all this stuff here. So we're going to copy, paste all that there twice. So then 1 will go into here, and then 2 will go into there. Boss's health will go into the top of these comparisons, like so. This value is going to be 0.35, and this value is going to be 0. Compile. Now, if that is the case there, we're going to tell the boss to die. So over here, Actually, no, we'll do it on the boss. We'll do it on the boss later. So that will spawn all 3 presents. Okay. When this one is being collected, we're going to tell it to spawn the chimney into the world. So again, looking at previous levels and how we accomplished it there, it's going to be basically the same. Where we got all the presents and we bound their event present collected to this spawn chimney. Okay, so didn't mean to do that. I'm going to copy the spawn chimney code here, copy, and put it into the boss level. What's this going on here? Okay, we'll plug that into there. So there you go. That's better. Okay, so spawn chimney is going to happen when present is collected. So on begin play again, we're going to get all actors of class, choose present, and for each of these we're going to bind to present collected. And what we're binding to here, just going to spread that out this way, is going to be this code for spawning a chimney. Compile, and our target needs to go into there. There you go. Okay, so let's test that out. So I've only got it working for one present. On the very first present I pick up, sorry, it should spawn a chimney. Do it again because I didn't hit him enough time to do it correctly. So there's our present, and there's the chimney. So I want to make sure it doesn't spawn on top of me. So spawn chimney, we've got get player actor, get actor location. We'll spawn that in a radius of 1300. No, 1000. Okay. Hit play and let's see how that looks. Again, it's spawning right on top of me. Okay, so let's fix that. Let's spawn it on top of where the boss was, because that makes more sense. Oh, didn't want to do that. Just get rid of this one. And we've got Frosty reference here. We just copy this reference and paste it there. Okay. Oh, again, didn't hit him. If the wait till his health bar appears. Right. There's the chimney, which can take you down. And at the moment it spawns us into the second level. That's fine because we need to tell it to change the next level here to the final screen, the final menu. So that's all done there. Thing I need to double check though, we need to make sure that spawn chimney only happens when we've got 3 presents. So let's quickly do that. I'm going to get game mode and then cast a game mode. Cast to my game mode, and we're going to check how many presents we've got collected. Get presents collected and check if it is greater than or equal to. 3. Plug in my branch. Plug in my spawn actor. And that's it. I'm going to copy this code because I need to put it on the other ones as well. So go level 1. Find your spawn chimney. And level 2. Into there, like so. Hit compile. So now in each level the chimney only spawn when we've got 3 presents. And for gameplay wise, that's pretty much it. We're kind of done. All that's left really we want to do is menus and sound effects and music. So big thank you for sticking with us so far. We're almost done, and thank you for your support and your viewership and everything in between. So big shout out and thank you to all of you. You're all amazing. Don't forget to join us in the next episode where we'll start wrapping up the whole entire game, adding final touches such as sound and music and menus. Thanks again, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.